Hi there, good afternoon. Today is February 2nd. It is 22 degrees Fahrenheit out right now, 2:30 in the afternoon. An absolutely stunning day, not a cloud in the sky. However, it was much different yesterday and it's going to be much different tomorrow. It was snowing yesterday, so nice fresh powder. And snow returns tomorrow and for the next several days. And then I saw the forecast that today was going to be amazingly sunny, and I had to grab the opportunity. So I made that other video walking around Juneau and then got a rental car and got out here to show you a truly spectacular sight and a real iconic image of Alaska right up ahead here. Welcome to the Mendenhall Glacier. The visitor center is closed because of COVID. Now, before I show you what I'm looking at, I want to show the ultimate view. A viewing point over here. Wow. This is stunning. It's going to be worth the little surprise. Fish on parade. Sockeye salmon. And a different type of tourist. Black bears in the Mendenhall Valley. In spring, bears return to Mendenhall Valley in search of food after a long winter. Bear activity increases near the Mendenhall Glacier Visitor Center when sockeye and coho salmon start spawning in nearby Steep Creek. All right. The pavilion. Man, oh man. What a view. Gonna get up on top of this wall here, and there you go. Mendenhall Glacier. As you can see, lots of people out there. There's a trail going down there, so let's get out onto the lake. I guess it is obviously plenty safe today. Nice and frozen. So the last time that I was here in Juneau was 29 years ago, in May of 1992. So I told the story in the last video, the tour of Juneau, about my coming to Alaska from California because I applied to the University of Alaska Fairbanks, and so that was fall of 1990. And then my roommate Eric and I transferred down here to Juneau for the next year, arriving in fall of 1991. And so the sun getting very low there, but it's actually going to take longer to go down behind the horizon than you might think, because it is basically just skimming across the horizon. So it came up over there, and then as I showed in Juneau when I was there at 12 noon, then it wasn't all that much higher than it is now. So it just kind of comes up and then cruises along and then dips back down. So I probably got a couple of hours of light left to explore today, fortunately. And so I left Juneau at the end of the school year in May of 1992. Now, I've told this story before, but thought that I would tell it again, since this is where I left from on that adventure of mine that happened to coincide with somebody else's adventure, Chris McCandless. And so he hitchhiked up to Alaska from the lower 48, as it's called, the continental US. And he arrived in April and then started hiking out to that bus around April 29th, I think, or so. I was here in Juneau at that time, finishing up the school year, and then I left sometime around early May, you know, in the first week or 10 days or so of May. I had another job lined up in Denali National Park for the summer, and so I was heading up there to go start my job. So there's no way to drive to or from Juneau here. It is closed off. The road goes north, maybe another 30, 40 miles something, and then that is it. You can only get here by flight or boat. And so I left here on a ferry and went to either Haines or Skagway, I always forget. There are two towns north of here where you can get off the boat and then continue up into Canada and then wrap around to the rest of Alaska. And so I left town early May, took the ferry up to, I think it was Haines, and from there started hitchhiking up into Canada and then back into Alaska. I arrived in Denali National Park, started my job, and then months later, then I heard about a man that had been found dead. A strange story. I'm not sure if there was mention of a bus at the time or what. It was actually the second person to have been reported as dying that summer. An employee of the company that I worked for had also died just on a weekend trip, backpacking alone into the park. And it wasn't really clear what exactly he died from. The reason was exposure, and I'm not exactly sure what that means, dehydration or cold or combination of factors or something like that. But I think that incident occurred first, and then later in August heard about Chris McCandless, and it was just a very fleeting reference of what had happened. Just, you know, a guy found dead. And so I finished up my summer of working, and then I was actually headed back down to California, leaving Alaska, and I was going back to live with my dad and go to a community college in California and basically continue my life back down closer to home. Howdy.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. How you doing?
Doing good.
Excellent. Amazing day, eh? And so I was going to the community college in Santa Rosa that fall of 1992, living at my dad's with my brother and stepmom. And so I had a subscription to Outside magazine. I don't remember when I got it, you know, but I'd been getting the magazines every 2 weeks or something while I was living at my dad's there in Northern California in Petaluma. And one day then the magazine arrived, and it was a story by John Krakauer about the incident of Chris McCandless in Denali National Park, or just north of Denali. And it just kind of blew my mind to hear the full story, or at least, you know, as much as he told in that article, because I just heard that fleeting, you know, mention and didn't know the context or anything. And so to then read his account of Chris McCandless' story of hitchhiking up there and everything that had happened and transpired was really eye-opening and pretty impactful. And then later the book came out, and so I read the book, and then of course the movie told another angle of the story. So pretty crazy story. Can't say I judge him either way. Not a hero, not a, you know, idiot, I wouldn't say. He was just, you know, a guy trying to live outside the box, outside the norm, and kind of find something real, you know, beyond the surface society of East Coast life and everything that he had left behind, and then went on his big adventure to get away from. So anyway, there we go. My little sort of strange connection with Chris McCandless. And here I am back in Alaska once again. This is quite a walk. More than a mile, it looks like. much light left for today, and there is so much more to see. So I'm going to rush back to the car and try to show a little bit more of what I can while there's still a little bit of light left. And then unfortunately, I'm not sure how much I'll be able to see later, because tomorrow it's going to be snowing, and for several days I don't want to be renting the car and trying to drive in the storm. And also, you won't be able to see anything like this tomorrow. It's going to be all clouded up. So what a just absolutely lucky thing to be able to experience this. What a just absolutely unbelievable scene. Here's the rental car, $94 for 24 hours. But I'll be returning it this evening because it's supposed to be snowing tomorrow and don't want to deal with trying to return the thing and drive in the snow. So I'm in a regular neighborhood. Sun just going down. One thing to keep in mind when it comes to the cold is that batteries die very quickly. My phone has completely died because I made the mistake of leaving it in the pocket that was kind of exposed to the cold. And then several camera batteries have died, so I'm now using my Sony here for the evening hours. It's a little bit better in the low light, and I just passed this really beautiful sight from this bridge. Wanted to check it out. View Drive. The Mendenhall River. And look at this. And let's see what else I can fit in these waning hours. And without Google Maps, because my phone isn't working. And so I can see the water out there. I'm here at Mendenhall Loop Road and Lee Road, and just past another lake. Right over here. It looks really pretty. I'm not sure what it's called since I can't see where I am on the map, but I'm headed for Auk Bay. That is probably what is right there. And so this might be Auk Lake. The University of Alaska Southeast is right up there somewhere. I'm just kind of vaguely recognizing things now, since when I lived here for the year, going to the university, then I didn't go down to Juneau very much at all. Just, a few random times here and there. Mostly I was up here on campus. So here's the lake, but that is somebody's backyard. All right, let's see if I can get down to the edge of the water, or rather the ice. Maybe not right here. Oh yeah. Perfect. Just to get a closer look at it. My main mission, what I really wanted to do when I came to Juneau, is drive the road all the way north, so it's a little sad that it looks like I probably won't be able to do that. Maybe the roads are not even open at all the way up there anyways. I'm sure, especially now with the fresh snow and everything. But especially with the coming days of more snow, then it's probably not going to be possible. So I saw some people out there walking on the lake. I'm not going to like walk out there obviously, but just thought that I would, you know, get on the lake here, feel it out. I'm sure it is just as frozen as the other one and perfectly safe most likely, but I don't want to take a chance. But just get a little ways out here, you know, listening for those sounds of the thin ice cracking. But I don't think that that is going to happen. This would be a great spot for going cross-country skiing. No other tracks really, but I can see the people over there. Maybe you can see them pretty much middle of the screen there. A cool mist forming. All right, let's get over to Auk Bay while we still got a little bit of light left. And there's the water. On the left is a sign, University of Alaska Southeast. And I guess that is the native language. Okay, so it's right down that road. And I believe this is Auk Bay up ahead. So I think that what I'm going to do is keep on driving. Give a little glimpse of Auk Bay here. And yes, my eyes are on the road. You can see the boats on the harbor there. And then gonna keep on driving north and just see what I can see while there's a little bit of light left. All right, had to make a quick stop here. So this looks kind of familiar. I could be wrong, but it looks like the apartment complex where my friend Eric and his wife Lori, they were not married yet at the time, lived back in 1995, because I visited them before I went to work in Denali again that summer. I was hitchhiking around for the summer of 95, went to 2 rainbow gatherings that summer in Oregon, a Oregon regional gathering, and then the national gathering in New Mexico. And then I decided to come back up to Alaska and work again for the end of the summer, and bought a flight with, like, you know, pretty much the last bit of money that I had, and flew from Seattle to Juneau here to visit Eric. And I believe that it was a surprise. I didn't tell him. I knew that he was up here and he'd be around, and I just like called from the airport and was like, hey, yo, I'm in town. And so I stayed with them for a couple of days and then caught the ferry up to Haines or Skagway once again, and did a repeat of that hitchhiking adventure that I'd done in 1992. And so went through Canada and then back into Alaska and worked in Denali for the rest of that summer. All right, here's a nice shot of Auk Bay. So I just went a few miles further north. This is National Park Road. It's getting dark, so not much point in trying to go further and see anything else, but I saw a nice little bay here. Looks like it'll be a nice view looking out at the water, maybe both directions. It's kind of like this little point that sticks out, so last little thing to investigate. Yeah, you can see the water on both sides. What a cool spot. And look at this view on this side. This is where it's really beautiful. Let's see if I can squeeze through there without anyone minding too much. Actually, I'm totally in somebody's yard. Let's find another spot maybe. Hey, look it, we can get up to the lake here, it looks like. There you go. A very nice scene here. Good afternoon. So yesterday I rented the car at around 2 in the afternoon. $94. I could have had it for 24 hours. However, I ended up returning it at 5:30 after the sun went down there. Here's why. The airport is about a 20-minute drive from here if the roads are clear. If I had kept the car for the 24 hours, then I would have been having to drive it back in the snowy road conditions. And that Toyota was not a snow machine, that's for sure. But what a contrast. I'm so glad that I got out yesterday and experienced the mountains and the scenery and everything in the bright blue sunshine, because everything is different now. The Driftwood Lodge. 80 to 90 bucks or so right now. A little more expensive on the weekends, but the cheapest thing in town basically. Alaska's not cheap, but so worth it for the winter experience. All right, more coming from Alaska. Depending on the weather.